Today we're going to continue our software demonstration. Um, we're going to talk about connecting the network with regular Ethernet cable. This is the first method mentioned in the book, and it's probably the easiest method if you have control of your own network. Um, you can connect to a switch or a wireless router, just like your personal computer does. Um, if you have a wireless router that has a switch as well, that would be a perfect place to connect. It's easy if you've got control over your network, but it's very difficult or impossible, for instance, um, to accomplish this uh, here at the university or any other large corporate or complex network. Um, but at home, it's an easy peasy thing. So let's take a look at how we're going to do that. And we'll look over here. But before we continue the demonstration, I want to discuss the lab setup here for a moment. So what we have is here's our Raspberry Pi with the HDMI connected to the monitor. Here's our Ethernet cable connected to our broadband switch. This is a charging cable for the CanaKit keyboard touchpad, and the charging cable uh, has an adapter on it that allows you to use a mouse and keyboard if you like while it's charging. We're finished charging this, so we're going to go ahead and remove the charging cable now. And we will, if we need to, we'll use the touchpad feature, so we're not going to use the mouse. So we'll just remove that from our setup. And at this point, we're actually ready to uh, power our Pi on for the first time connected to the directly to the LAN. So let's go ahead and do that. And we'll switch our monitor over to the Raspberry Pi. And the Raspberry Pi is up. And let's see, you can see the Raspberry Pi behind me, and let's switch over to that screen. So here's the Raspberry Pi HDMI desktop. Uh, we've proven that we can get to the Pi and control it. So if we fail getting on the internet, we can always shut her down. We're going to shut it down now and start the connection demonstration. We're going to unplug and replug our Pi. Unplug it. 4, 5, that's enough, plenty enough. Replug it. Okay, Pi is powering back up. This time we're going to attach the Pi just from, well, we'll attach from this desktop right here. Okay, here we are and on the desktop, and it should be really just this easy to connect. I'm connected, and all I did was type in the host name, default host name. So that was pretty easy, uh, really easy. So why was it so easy? Let's peel the covers back just a little bit, and also let's take a look at our network tools. All right, so we see that we're logged in, the PuTTY, And let's see what IP address we have. 192.168.1.35. Okay, well that's helpful. Let's uh, let's run our Zen map, and let's just do a quick. We know we're on that network, and we'll do a quick scan. 192.168.1 for 24-bit subnet mask. All right, so let's look down through this list of host names. I'm not seeing Raspberry Pi. It appears with a host name. Indeed, not only does it appear with a host name, it also appears with, let's see, 135. 1.35 is right here. Note it's now showing the correct manufacturer on that MAC address. It's Raspberry Pi Trading. Okay, so that works. Connected directly. So why did that work? What happened? How did we get that uh, to work out so easily? Let's get our let's let's look at our command line for just a second and see what that can tell us. Okay, so we'll do one of the simplest things we can do. Ping is such a handy tool. So it tells us this. It tells us that the Raspberry Pi has registered its entry in the local DNS server, the broadband router, and it's picked up. The it has picked up that connection suffix. attlocal.net is, take a look. attlocal.net is the connection specific suffix. And if you look at our configuration, you'll see that we are configured to append our suffix to our host name. If you want to remote desktop into your Raspberry Pi, that works as well as your putty. We puttied in and we can remote desktop in um, easily enough. There's our Raspberry Pi. We're remote desktoped in. And if I end this session through the remote desktop, well, let's not do that. Let's just shut that off. There. And we'll shut her down here. Bam. And the remote side shut down. And that's just how easy it is to connect to the Raspberry Pi on your local area network if you have a compliant broadband router and you have control over your router.